Everything about this game was perfect, Season 3. Everything. If there's a single dev listening right now that still works for Daybreak Games and hasn't left yet, you guys had it all, and you changed it.
Wow, that clip actually blew my mind. When I woke up this morning and I seen that clip on my Twitter feed, I couldn't believe what I was watching. And it is not because Ninja said that Preseason 3 is the best. Everybody knows, everybody says Preseason 3 is the best. The reason that it blew my mind was the fact that he watched his old H1 videos, talked about H1, said that he missed the way H1 used to be, and said it was a great game. He talked amazing. Now, granted, it was at like 5 a.m., you know, he could have been tired, whatever. People come up with excuses. But the fact of the matter is Ninja said that it was an amazingly perfect game. And, I mean, that's also taken as a meme. You know, a lot of people like to say, oh, dude, you say it was perfect. It had all kinds of bugs. In Season 3, the game had, like, maybe 3 to 4 bugs. I'll be honest with you. It didn't have that many bugs. There was a bug where you would get out of the cop car and you get stuck in the roof of it, and a few other little things. That's the only one I can think of off the top of my head. But there were a few little bugs. You know, it had its issues. But, granted, it was a really, really good game. Now, I know if a lot of Fortnite viewers get in here and they start watching this video, they're going to say, oh, H1Z1 sucked. It was a terrible game. Fortnite's so much better. Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to have the opinion that Fortnite's better, then go for it. I know Fortnite's a good game. You know, it's not my kind of game, but it is a good game. But the fact of the matter is, he says that, you know, H1 devs had it all. They had the perfect game, and they really did. It was terribly executed. You know, the Daybreak staff is only like, I don't know, 30 people or so, and then after all the layoffs and shit, they went down to like 15 or something, but back at this time, they were like a 30-person dev team. Now, I watched this entire VOD over twice. I watched it for the whole 30 minutes both times, listening to what Ninja had to say about H1, and he basically says everything that everybody else says. You know, the combat update killed the game. When they added car hit markers and the reduction to cars that made them slow down, that's what ruined the game. When they changed the movement, when they changed the guns, we've all heard this over and over. If you've never heard this, if you've just never watched H1 and, you know, this was new to you when you were watching Ninja react to this, they basically took the game. You know, I saw a ton of people in Ninja's chat, so I'll just briefly go over it. A ton of people ask what they did to ruin H1Z1. What they did to ruin H1Z1 was the game was like it is right now on screen, and PUBG came out. They said that they were going to do a massive overhaul of the game, and they were going to make the game perfect, and, you know, that was a huge failure because they made the game essentially, they took it and changed everything about it. What Ninja is playing right now is a completely different game to what we have now. They changed the movement, they changed the models, they changed the animations, they changed the vehicles, the way that they worked, they changed the recoil like 73 times, and they just made the game dog shit. That's just all there is to it. They slowed the movement down to complete potato. They slowed the shooting down to where you have to play 200 to 300 hours of the game just to learn how to shoot correctly. And they just completely ruined the game. That's why Ninja was upset in this. That's why he was saying that the game was perfect at this time and now it's terrible. They completely just changed to an entirely new game. Now, if you keep up with any of the H1Z1 community, you know, I don't really keep up with it that much, but I do see all the tweets and shit that people tweet out because I still follow a majority of the H1 community. They have been talking about Jace Hall buying the game, buying out Daybreak Games. And if Jace Hall gets to buy out Daybreak Games, Jace Hall is the owner of Twin Galaxies. He's a multi-millionaire. He's a cool dude. If he buys the game, then the game will revert. He will revert the game. That would be really good for the game. You know, it's all good. It's great. You know, everybody wants that. We've wanted that ever since they changed the whole game. Do I think that Ninja would go back and play it? He might play it once, you know, just on stream as a throwback to try it. But as a business decision, it does not make sense for him to play H1Z1. He will not go back and play it daily. It won't be the old Ninja. You know, he'll still play Fortnite. And do I think that it will bring the game back to the players that it used to have, the player count, you know, 150K? It depends a lot on how people, you know, take it if Ninja were to play it. If Ninja were to play it and people took it and thought this game's cool, they might go play it. But I do not see the game getting over 20 to 30K. like 30K would probably be a max if they reverted back to preseason 3. I know a lot of people would go back and play it. A lot of people, you know, I would obviously go back and play it. I have the game currently uninstalled, but it would be a lot of fun to go back to play this time period. You know, this was the greatest point in the game. This was the most fun that I've ever had in a video game playing preseason 3 H1Z1. And Ninja probably would, you know, go back and at least try it once, but don't get your hopes up. I don't think he would play it, you know, on a consistent day-to-day basis like he used to play. Ninja said in this VOD later on that he would stream the game 12 to 16 hours a day. And, you know, I used to watch him all the time back when he streamed that. I would watch the majority of those streams. He said it was one of the only games that he grinded as much as he did grind. And that shows a lot for a game. You know, even now that he has all the following he has on Fortnite, he makes all the money that he does, he still only plays Fortnite, you know, it's at what best like 12 13 hours a day. He played H1 probably more than he plays Fortnite now, and he didn't even make that much money in H1. You know, you'd never see donations coming through on the stream, hardly. You never see a sub that much. You see like probably 10 subs in a 30-minute time span and maybe 3 donations at the end of the VOD, and that just shows how much fun the game truly was back when Ninja played it. People enjoyed the game back at this time. They loved what it was. It was a fun game. It had bugs, sure. It had all kinds of issues with it, but at the end of the day, it was a fun game that you could pick up and you could play it whether you were a noob or not, and you could have fun. And now the game is not only a sweat fest with a really hard recoil for new people to learn, but it is also like broken as shit. The movement's terrible. Everything feels awful about it. Preseason 3 is the best thing for them to do at this point. You know, their numbers are at an all-time low, and they have been for quite a while. You know, Ninja does care about what this game used to be. He doesn't care about playing it, but he does still care about the game. It actually blew my mind to see him talk good about the game and talk about how much he liked the game, because he went on a rant for a while with Fortnite where he would just straight trash talk the game. He would straight trash talk H1. And I know we all got pissed with H1. I done a lot of trash talking back about H1, you know, a couple months ago, whatever. And a majority of us did. We talked shit about it, but we talked shit about it because it went from being a game that we loved to a totally new game. And that's what's happened with Ninja. You know, he loved this game that you're seeing on screen, but he does not love what the game is now. The devs ruined it, and they, you know, it's just I'm just a broken clock at this point. You know, I'm just repeating myself, but that's basically what it is. I'm going to play some clips of him, you know, talking about different things, you know, about the game, his different opinions on stuff when people ask him questions in chat on screen at the end here, just to finish out this video. You know, a lot of people were asking him, like, what do you think about the game? What happened to the game? How did it die? All this stuff, because most of his viewers that he had, I'd say, I didn't watch his live, so I don't know how many views he had, but he probably had at least, you know, 70, 80K, up to 100K viewers, and a majority of them had never even seen H1. You know, there's the few subs that you see with the gold badges and the, you know, the 48-month subs, whatever, that know about all the H1 grind. They know about what H1 was and what it, you know, what Ninja brought to it, and, you know, watched him streamed it. But a lot of these people were people who have came through at Fortnite, and they didn't even know about H1. So if you are watching this and you didn't know about H1, you want to leave a comment, ask about it, you know, I definitely try to answer every single comment that I get. So hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, make sure to leave a like, you know, all that good stuff. Sub if you're new. I'd really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.
I can without a doubt say that I missed this game. I did love it. I'll always remember it. I'll always enjoy the times. But man, Fortnite is 10 times better. I'm not playing H1. I'm not gonna summit rage punch my monitor, which is what the game will make me do. When I walk in the club, E6 on me. They get relegated, and EG. We getting 5th, 6th with luminosity. E6, guess what? Good luck at fucking relegation! Some context behind that clip. There was a series against E6. I was on EG. We won. By winning, they got relegated. Saint. First of all, Saint. How there are 40 people still alive? This was like early season 3, right? So everything was perfect, dude. Everything was perfect. Early season 3. China still allowed to play. The meta wasn't horrible. And there were usually these types of games, man. Not to mention, Saint, I streamed at this time like 16 hours a day. Like 12 hours. No, it was like 12, 14 hour streams straight. Odds are you're gonna get a good lobby, man. You know how much I grinded this game. They changed everything. They kept adding things to the game, changing mechanics, nerfing things. When they banned the Chinese, that was the true downfall. When they started hardcore cracking down on Chinese NA servers. You know, that just kind of killed NA population a little bit. Season 3 NA population was over 660,000 players. Season 4 was when they added like the VPN, the deep VPNs, the hard VPNs. And like, I think season 4, they like NA peaked at like 94. Vehicle, it was the helmet hit marker vehicle update. That's what killed this game. They added unnecessary, over-the-top, ridiculous, colorful, annoying hit markers. They made your cars deteriorate so that the more damage they had done to them, they started making noises. They started traveling slower. They couldn't boost. They did so many stupid things to the car, just the most annoying, like. Your car's at 70% and it's literally, it's like, it's about to freaking break down with one tire left. After that, they changed the recoil, and then it was just, dude, then they just never reverted, dude. As their biggest issues, they never reverted. They just kept going and they kept going. And I was into every one of their DMs. I was talking to like, I was literally basically talking to like the top of the top, the creme de la creme at Daybreak after the shitty update came out. And I was like, revert it, like immediately. You need to revert back immediately. What are you doing? The car sounds are horrible. The recoil, the reticle, everything's horrible. YOLO swag, boys, gotta win big!